What's going on, guys, and welcome back to our Toronto Maple Leafs BAGM mode here. We're currently on a 10-game winning streak, and we'll get into the Kadri trade and all that stuff. I just want to apologize because I actually went away from work for about 3 weeks, and I could only bring my Xbox One. I didn't have enough space to bring my 360, so I pre-recorded a bunch of stuff, and I thought I would have enough GM mode out for have a GM mode out every other day, but I ended up staying because I wanted more money, obviously, and I'm actually home for the holidays now, so I ended up staying on I got an extra week and a little bit, so that kind of threw off the whole GM mode schedule here. But I want to talk about a couple of things now that we're back into the swing of things. Obviously I missed playing Hut and I missed all of that stuff, but I really miss GM mode, and it's really weird because when I got home all I wanted to do is play GM mode, and now I've been home for like 12 hours now, and I'm ready to record some more GM mode for you guys. And where I left off, there was put a little thought in your guys' head about a Nazem Kadri trade. I was pretty adamant on making the trade happen. And there was like 80% of the comments that were like, yes, go for Ryan Strome. That would be the best second liner you could possibly have. Great idea, blah, 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 great trade. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is awesome. You guys love this. But then there was a couple comments that really made me think. And these ones come from Dante's Inferno. There's 2 comments. I'll go ahead and read this one first. He says, I'm not sure why you want to move Kadri right now. You have a 29-4 record. At least simulate some more games to see what happens. Also, Kucherov only has 3 points more than Kadri. Because he's on the top line of the power play. Kadri has never had a good right winger to play with. Get a solid second line right winger for Nylander and put Kucherov on the third line. Get back to that comment after this one. This one's really negative, but I had some thumbs up, so I thought I would take a look at it, and he has some really good points. So first off, he starts off with a really welcoming comment, says you're the dumbest GM ever. He also says 10-game winning streak and you want to change stuff up. Kadri is doing good enough. He's probably playing really good D, and he has an 83 winger. Give him some good wingers and he will do better. So let's address these comments. Obviously, Kadri is 88 overall. He's good enough to play on the second line. He's kind of a waste of a talent to play on the second line because I know what he's capable of. He's definitely capable of a point a game for sure. But the past 2 years he's kind of struggled, 50-point years. Now he's playing with JVR and Kessel. So he's kind of slowed down a little bit and playing good defensively. I wouldn't say he's playing good because he is a -3. I think the best player on this whole line is been Nikita Kucherov. He's a plus player. He's got 19 points. Obviously Kadri's right up there too with 16 points, but I feel like Kucherov has been the best player on the whole line because Johnny Gaudreau, he's a -6. So this whole second line's kind of strange. So I want to talk about the wingers situation in the other comment as well. He said, package Nylander for a really good second line right wing, and that might be not a terrible idea. I'm not totally throwing that out of the window quite yet, but if I don't go ahead and do that and leave the lines the way they are until next year, whatever happens in the playoffs happens, we have a couple players who could potentially take over Nikita Kucherov's spot on the second line. That obviously being William Nylander. He's got really good potential. He's got 4 stars. He's ready to jump up next year. He's got to get, he's got almost 120 games of experience. Yeah, 117 games of NHL experience. And, he hasn't really lived up to be the first round pick that we've dreamed of. It's still very early though, and then there's Blake Clark, who could easily take the second line spot for next year. He's in his first pro NHL year. These are essentially the exact same players. They're exact same overall. They are the exact same player actually. Exact same overall, exact same potential. They're probably even the exact same height. I don't know. Blake Clark's a little bit bigger, but I think that trading for a second line right wing isn't going to be the key right now because we know what Kucherov's capable of. 50 points each year, 20 goals. If he can do that this year, that's fine. But that brings back to the Kadri thing. Obviously, we're on a 10-game streak, so I want to keep things the way they are right now. But here is how the trade would potentially work for the Kadri trade to Long Island. So I've been on the phone with Garth Snow for days and days and days, and we've worked a trade out to where it works for both teams. So it'll be Ryan Strome, a first-round pick, and a prospect who isn't really getting any better on Long Island. That's Joshua Hosang. Hosang. So we got Strome, obviously the second liner, who would be great. He's young enough, he's got good potential, 86 overall, got a really good contract for the next 2 years. I love Ryan Strome as a player. He would do great on the second line. And then Joshua Hosang is a player, 22 years old, basically the exact same thing as William Nylander. He's got the 4 stars, only 78 overall. He'd have to play in the minors for this year, and he's playing in the AHL right now, almost a point a game in the AHL. And then obviously the first round pick, just the icing on the cake. But then we would have to go ahead, and this would be what we would have to give up. Nazem Kadri, I was pretty adamant on not trading a first round pick. So me and Mr. Snow, we settled on a second, a fourth, and then we settled on 2 prospects, which was Dumont and Ennis. So this Ennis guy, they're all 21 years old. They're still really, really young. They got the Red Star potential though. So you got to give something to get something. But this is the trade that me and Mr. Garth Snow agreed on. It would be Nazem Kadri, a second, a fourth, Dumont, and Ennis for Strome, Hosang, and a first round pick. So that's trade. Whenever I want it to go through, it'll go through like that. So I want to wait on that trade for a little bit. I want your guys' educated comments down below, because there's people saying yes, go ahead and get Strome, but then there was those 2 comments that really set me into reality. So we're on a 10-game streak. As you can see there, the Maple Leafs take on the Bruins. The Maple Leafs have won 10 straight. # on fire. So let's see if we can keep the streak alive here, and we actually do not. We end it at 10 games. So let's get some more simulation done. I don't want to make a trade quite yet. Like I mentioned, there's no point in trading Kadri right now because we are playing so good. For some reason, we do lose, 8 in a row or whatever. Maybe I'll look at making that move, but the end-all goal is to win hockey games. I'm not too concerned about overall points. I know in the last episode I was harping on Kadri pretty hard, but having not the greatest wingers can definitely contribute to him not producing points, and thus me harping on Kadri more than I actually should. So we're going to keep Kadri for right now, for this episode at least, and then I'll see what you guys have to say about it in the comments for the next episode. So Pominville for a first and a second, absolutely not. Pominville is a little bit too old. Against the Vancouver Canucks here, don't have a very good record. Should be easy wins, boys. There you go, 3-1. Phil Kessel is leading our team in goals and assists, 22 assists, 15 goals for Phil the Thrill. He's having a hell of a year, but I'm very excited to be back. I'm home for about 2 weeks, so we're going to get a lot of GM mode done. We might even finish this GM mode. I want to go for about 8 or 9 years, so we got a couple more years left, and maybe we'll move on to another team in a couple of weeks. But right now, I am focused on winning Stanley Cups like we are used to here in Toronto. Forwards in the O for 6 weeks. There you go. I want to get back to the playoffs to where we dominate. We had those 2 years back-to-back Stanley Cups out in the first round last year. So Henrik Sedin for a second and Gardas. Ooh. Hank the Tank. Do we need a veteran presence on the third line? Henrik Sedin, 84 overall. He's 38 years old. He doesn't have a bad contract. Getting a veteran presence like Henrik Sedin wouldn't be the worst thing. Is Henrik Sedin a better okay, hold on a second here. So Henrik Sedin, man, I'm trying to think about our third line here. How is Mike Santorelli doing? I know the third line was a little bit, was kind of hurting there for a little while. Mike Santorelli, 83, he's 33 years old. How's he doing? 9 points in 41 games, so it's not looking good. Imagine if we had Henrik Sedin on the third line as a rent-a-player, for some depth. What's his trade value looking like? That might be not bad. We could get him for Santorelli straight up. Santorelli for Henrik Sedin. You guys are saying, whoa, he's going to retire next year, blah, blah, blah. We could easily find another player in free agency to replace him. Mike Santorelli for Henrik Sedin. Ooh, I like Sedin because he's got he's obviously a much better player than, his stats really aren't there anymore. 38 years old, he's having a great year, don't get me wrong. Look at the assists, though. He's the dish man that we need. For the third line, he could help Nylander. He could really help Nylander. a fellow Swede, I think I'm going to make that deal go through. Not just for the overall, just because he's Henrik Sedin and I'm a Canucks fan. Nothing like that. It's because the third line is right now is two really young players, Blake Clark and William Nylander. And, Centro is really, he's a veteran, but I think I'm going to make that deal go through. Would that go through as it is? Santorelli, Henrik Sedin. We do have Zach Smith, and we have some players in the minors coming up. We actually have some pretty good centers in the minors coming up, like Gauthier, Forsberg. They could probably get the second or the third line minutes, or we could go after a player in free agency. You know what? I feel like we're going to go deep in the playoffs this year, and having Santorelli there, I'd rather have Henrik Sedin. He's been to the finals before. He obviously hasn't won a cup yet in Vancouver. He's going to be a huge mentor to William Nylander. Obviously, a really young Swede would do really, really well with someone like Henrik Sedin in the middle. So Mike Santorelli for Henrik Sedin, it's not going to go through. So we'll probably, that was a lot of hype for it not to go through, but we'll try to make that trade here. I'll probably have to add like a fourth and like a fifth here. Let's make that trade happen. Hold on a second. So let's actually make that trade happen. I think that it would be a good move. We need some veteran presence there on the third line. Santorelli's been pretty good, over the last couple of years, but I think his time has ran out. Having a terrible year on the third line, only 9 points in the 41 games. So let's go ahead and move Santorelli. See if I can add like a fourth and a fifth from down here. A fourth and a fifth from Vancouver for Henrik Sedin, the captain of the team. Where is he's way down here? Henrik Sedin, that'll probably go through. Yes, it is. Welcome Henrik Sedin to the Toronto Maple Leafs. You guys saying, oh, he's really old. What are you doing? We have players coming up. We have this Harding guy who's a 78, and we also have Zach Smith on the fourth line. So I'm not worried at all. Let's just go best lines and we'll see where everything is headed. So, look at our depth now in the middle. McDavid, Kadri, Sedin, and Smith. That is sick. That is so gross. I want to move you up back there because you play really good with McDavid. JVR, McDavid, Kessel, Kucherov, Kadri, Goudreau, Clark, Sedin, and William Nylander, Greening, Smith, and Josh Levo. And defensively, obviously looking like that. Power play, Henrik Sedin on the power play. I don't know if I like that. Put Sedin in the middle because we know about his passing. 93 passing. That is going to be nothing but money. We got to put Kadri on the power play somehow. Let's put Kadri. How's his slap shot? Decent. I'm going to put him there. I'm going to put Kucherov on the point. So it's going to be Kadri, Kucherov, Falk. There we go. That's how it's looking right there. That's really, really nice. I like the addition of Henrik Sedin. Let me know what you guys think. I think that's a smart move. Not just because, he's old or whatever, but he's the veteran presence. He's a rent-a-player. He's been with the Canucks his whole life. He's going to help. He's going to help William Nylander, and that gives us some depth in the middle. So, I personally like that move a lot. Let's go ahead, and that wasn't the trade I wanted to make at all. It just kind of popped up there. Let's get this month done, then we'll go over the stats and whatnot. But Henrik Sedin's first game is going to be weird, seeing him in a Toronto uniform. Let's go. First period, 1-1. Jake Gardner and Rasner is a defenseman, so 2 goals from the defense there. Only 5 shots. Come on, guys. Let's go. Second period, 3-2. Morgan Riley and Josh Levo, and then David Backus gets one there. We only have 16 shots, so we're definitely capitalizing on the opportunities that we do have. Malcolm Subban, are you going to hold it down, buddy? Yes! Oh my god, 18 seconds and they score. I jinxed it again, and we lose in OT. TJ Oshie, oh my god, that always seems to happen. Yep, Malcolm Subban has this, and they end up scoring a goal. That is brutal. No points for Henrik Sedin. That was a weird game. I didn't think that we were going to lose that one. All right, whatever. Let's just get this, just get a couple more games done. Gonna go to the All-Star break, and then we're going to see how the squad is doing for points-wise. I think we're definitely up there, but I really like the addition of Henrik Sedin, actually. I think that's great. Him on the power play, 93 passing. That's gonna do nothing but money for our squad. Said goodbye to Mike Santorelli and 2 late-round draft picks. That's fine. Got our first victory there with Henrik Sedin. We're up against the Oilers, 4-3 loss. That's all right. Again, Palmanville, no thank you, decline. I've already made the move I wanted to make, and if we do want to make the move for Ryan Strome, we can do that in the next episode. I'll probably go up all the way to the trade deadline just in this video, and then you guys can let me know the pros and the cons to this. So there's going to be a lot of GM modes coming out, like pretty sure every day until like the 29th or 28th of December. So get ready for that. There's going to be a lot of GM mode, and I can promise that because I'm home now. I don't have to work. I can promise that there's going to be a lot of GM modes, so get ready for it. It's going to be a lot of, and hopefully be back in the later rounds of the playoffs for this year. So let's see how we're doing. Oh, sorry, I'm not even there. I have to go to the Red All-Stars. Kessel made the All-Star team. It looks like he was on the first line right wing, having a great year. Line number 2, Reinhardt's a 91. Holy shit. Reinhardt, Stamkos, and Giroux. Third line, Huberdeau, Drouin, and Patrice Bergeron. Fourth line, Riley, Sheahan, Eric Stahl, and Travis Zajac. Defensively, no one. D'Angelo, McDonough. Oh, wow, no Morgan Riley. All right, Malcolm Subban is obviously the starter in net, and Braden Holtby's going to back him up. So let's get some more games done. We'll get up to the trade deadline, which would be right there. So got a fair bit of simulation. This is going to be a crucial month for our team. Actually, after the Flyers game, I'm going to stop it. They want to give Santorelli back. They don't like him in Vancouver. They don't even like him. That's actually hilarious. They want to trade Santorelli back. No, thank you. I didn't even think that we're sending Santorelli back to Vancouver. But no, I don't want Mike Santorelli. Well, I mean, do we just get him for like the fourth line? No, you know what? That's fine. We've had our time with Mike Santorelli. I'm not going to do that. That's fine. That's funny how they want to give him right back, though. Tampa's got a really good record, and we lose 1-0 there, unfortunately. That's a game that I actually don't mind losing because we only lost 1-0 there against Stamkos and D'Angelo, all of those powerhouses, Drouin. That's a game I'm not too upset that we actually lost. Up against the Broad Street Bullies, the Philadelphia Flyers, and I didn't even see what happened. They want to offer us right after the game, like, oh, you want to make a trade? Wayne Simmons for a first-round pick. I'm not going to make this trade go through just because I want to see what Wayne Simmons, 86, 30 years old. Oh man. These trades that are coming at us for a first, no, I don't want to make that trade happen. He's got 1 year left at 3.7. He's 30 years old. I love the Wayne trade. I think he's a great player in real life, but would he be the key that we need on the second line? 36 points, 46 games. You know what? I don't want to make too many moves right now. We just traded for Henrik Sedin. That was actually before the game they wanted to offer us a trade. That'd be kind of weird. And we lose 2-0. Haven't scored a goal in 2 games. What's going on, guys? But you guys let me know in the comments about trades for the trade deadline. All these trades, Brassard, no thank you. I don't need that. I like the Ryan Strome deal. I think that's going to be the deal we're eventually going to make when the time comes. We're trying to stop the simulation, but it just won't stop right now. I'll probably get one more game done against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Nope, never mind. We're actually not. So let's see how we are doing here. Points-wise, we're 26, 13, and 7. So it's not a bad record. We're currently 3rd in the Atlantic with 59 points. Goals, we are not even up there at all. Assists, we're not up there either. Points, we are not up there, not even close. So Malcolm Subban is actually leading in wins, leading in save percentage, and he's number 2 in goals against average. So that's really, really nice. What are we at here? 19 minutes. We got to get a lot more simulation done. So let's just keep it going here. Haven't scored a goal in 2 games. Let's see if we can turn that around here against Pittsburgh. Let's light them up, guys. Come on. Henrik Sedin, we need you to dish. Oh man, only 1 goal there. Kind of on a streak here of not putting too many goals in the back of the net. I don't want Santorelli back, Vancouver. I do not want that. Win 5-1 there, that's what I'm talking about. The Capitals got a really good record. Ovi's leading it, 23 goals. Lose 6-4 there. Ouch. That is a rough game to lose. We got to win 5 or 6 in a row here. Got to get on a little bit of a streak. Up against the Arizona Coyotes, and they have a decent they have a pretty good record, and we win 5-2 there. So, we're winning games. I'm not too concerned about our overall record. I just want to make sure that eventually, we know the move. Oh my God, I do not want Mike Santorelli. Go away, Vancouver. I just want to make sure I'm going to make the move for Kadri that's going to work out. It doesn't make me look like an idiot or the quote-unquote worst GM ever. I just want to make a trade that you guys like, and maybe we'll keep him. Maybe we'll keep Kadri, but really doesn't make sense to have Kadri on our second line when we can have a first, a prospect, and a really good player in Ryan Strome. That's going to be up to you guys. 6-2 win there, stringing together a couple of victories. All I want to see is the W's, guys. Come on. Let's keep it up here against LA. Have a really good record. We're up against a lot of tough opponents here. Huge victory against the LA Kings. That's massive. Wayne Simmons and Letestu for a first and a second. No, thank you. Up against the Hawks, who are doing not terrible. 2-1 victory there. We're still killing it, boys. I like it. If we go 5 games in a row, have a 5-game streak here. Where are we at? That would be one. Yeah, that'd be a 5-game winning streak if we can win against the Jets. Still have basically the exact same team: Kane, Little, Ladd, Pavlik, 2-1. There you go. I don't want to trade my first. I do not want to trade the first for Wisniewski. No, thank you. Look at that, though. Only 3 goals allowed in the last 3 games. That is all Malcolm Subban all day, every day. Guys, killing it right now. 91 overall. We've took our time with Malcolm Subban, and now he is the goalie of our dreams. He is just killing it. With 32, 14, and 8. Not bad at all. Lose 1-0 there. We haven't really been blown out too much because Malcolm Subban has just been sub-zero all year. Just been killing it. Brassard, no thank you. My first round pick's probably on my trading block. That's why I'm getting all these trades. 32, they essentially have the exact same record as us, the Bruins. Come on, Subban, get some revenge against your old team. Get some revenge, buddy. Come on. Oh, 6-2, ouch. Talk about not getting blown out. We've allowed 11 goals in the last 2 games. Let's maybe give Subban a break. We got to give Markstrom a little bit of love here. We basically ran with Malcolm Subban the whole year. I think we gave Markstrom like 2 or 3 starts. This video is going to be pretty long, though. I gotta wrap this one up pretty quick here against Buffalo, and we are going to come on, hurry up. What are you doing here? Simulation's going so slow. Lose 1-0. Ouch. I do not want Zuccarello. No thank you. Against the Devils here, I'm gonna put Malcolm Subban. Nope, we got to win there. I'll keep him in. If you win, you're in. All right, so actually got a victory there up against. We've got a home and home here against the Nashville Predators, so if you win, you're in. I'll keep Markstrom in if he can keep on getting the W's. I don't care who starts. I don't care what color pants you wear, what kind of guy you are. If you can win us a hockey game, I will put you in the net. And that's what I'm talking about. 2-0 win there. Markstrom, after not starting for like almost 50 games, he comes in and he kills it there. I'm not going to blame him too much on that 1-0 loss, but I do want to wrap this one up, so we'll just put Malcolm Subban back in the net here. Markstrom, there you go. Thank you. You've done your job as a backup goalie, that's for sure. We have 2 more games left before we go ahead and go to the trade deadline. And this is where I'm going to need your help. Maybe Kadri's really been a force out there, and I haven't really looked at the player stats too much, but maybe he's really stepped it up, and we don't have to make the trade for Strome. But I think the Strome trade is great. I think it's a good move overall. So let's go up against Ottawa here. Connor McDavid, your ex-team. Let's go, buddy. First period, 2-0 out. Zibanejad and MacArthur. Second period, 4-0. This game is over. Oh, we come back with 3 goals, actually. Henrik, Sedin, Gaudreau, and Jake Gardner, but unfortunately could not beat Ben Bishop once more, and we lose 4-3. I'm pretty happy with the squad. I think we're gonna be all right here once we Henry's got his 12th. Once we do get the ball rolling a little bit, I'll get this one more game against Detroit done, and then I'll do a quick wrap up here. This is gonna be a long ass video. Hopefully, we can get one more game done here against the Wings. Let's go on a positive note before we end off this episode. First period, 1-1, Johnny Gaudreau and Harwell. Second period, 1-1 still going into the period number 3. Come on, boys, let's take a hold here. We're out shooting them like crazy. I don't know who they have in net. Hoogson, there you go. Henrik Sedin, I like it. The new addition. Looks like he's playing pretty good. Oh, this pseudo guy. Nice hair, buddy. Look at the flow on this guy. Going into OT here. Got a point. That's all that really matters. Get the extra one. There we go. Blake Clark and Phil the Thrill Kessel score in the shootout to give us the extra point. We deserve that one. 43 shots. We killed it. Sedin had a big 2 points there. I think Sedin was a good addition. I know you guys are gonna think so as well. I think that was a really smart move to get a veteran presence there like Henrik Sedin. So how are we doing in the position wise? We just checked this last month, but we're number 2 in the Atlantic, right behind the Tampa Bay Lightning. We're doing very well actually. Kessel's not up there. Hall has 42 goals. There's a 3-way tie for the first place. We could have got Zuccarello. He's number 2 in assists, but he just, it would be just making a trade just to make a trade. Kessel's got 34 helpers. He's having a really good year. Points, Kessel is not up there, unfortunately. Wins, Malcolm Subban number 1. Goals against average, he is number 4, and save percentage, he's number 3. So kind of had not the greatest of months. Let's check the player stats here, and then you guys gotta let me know on the Ryan Strome deal or any deal at that. So Phil Kessel, 55 points in 63 games. That's excellent. McDavid, only 47 in 63. The scoring is kind of spread out this year, like last year, so I'm really not too upset. Henrik Sedin, 42 points in 65 games. How many points did he have before we got him? Can someone do the math? Go check out how many points or how many games he played before we picked him up, and how many points he has in as many games. Let me know on that. That'd be an awesome comment. If one of you guys could do that, that'd be great. Henrik Sedin, Johnny Gaudreau, JVR. Yeah, the scoring is really spread out. Kadri's got 20 goals, 37 points. It's not terrible. He's not going to have like a 50-point year. He's got 60 penalty minutes. Kucherov, 36. Yeah, the whole second line's doing pretty weak right now. Gardner, Nylander's got 21 points. Blake Clark's only got 15. Chris Tanev has no goals, but he is a plus player, so that's not bad. Who are the minuses? Nylander, Levo, Greening, Smith, Ristolainen, Falk, Clark, Sedin, and that's it. So, not great. It's definitely not great. The stats are not looking fantastic right now. Markstrom started 7 games, 2-3-1. Malcolm Subban, 33, 16, and 4 with 4 shutouts. So that's great. I'm happy with the way things are looking right now. Again, guys, you know what the Strome trade looks like. Let me know. Let me know what we need to be. This is the question of the episode. What do we need to win a Stanley Cup this year? What are we missing? Who am I playing in the wrong position? What am I doing wrong? Let me know, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next episode.